Hari Om, Namaste, Swagatam to everyone. Let us begin with the Prarthana. Gurureva gatihi, Gurumeva bhaje, Gurudaiva sahasmi namo Gurave, Na Guru paramam shishurasmi Guru, Matirasti Guru, Mama pahi Guru. Gurureva gatihi gurumeva bhaje gurunaiva sahasmi namo gurave na guru paramam shishurasmi guru matirasti guru mama pahi guru Gurureva gatihi gurumeva bhaje gurunaiva sahasmi namo gurave Na Guru paramam shishurasmi Guru matirasti Guru mama pahi Guru. Welcome to this class. So we have today our 6th session where we are going to begin the book as I have promised to you already. So let us go ahead with the text. So I reassured the people who could not buy the book that this book content starts to be covered in these slides and they will be shared with you in due time. So you can just be assured that you have nothing to lose and you are not you are at par with all the students, all the other students who have got the book. Okay, so please be assured about that and let us begin now. So in this, we are going to cover these portions: Parasmai Padam, Vartamana Kalaha, and then Prathama Vibhakti. So the basic, the Prathama Vibhakti Shabda with the Vartamana Kala Dhatu. Okay, the Kriya and the Shabda Rupa in their basic forms will be introduced in this lesson. Let us try to understand what a sentence is. The book begins with the definition of a sentence because as we have already discussed in our previous introductory lessons, the complete unit in a language is a sentence. A sentence with some contextual background. We can also add that statement. A sentence can contain ambiguous words that have dvyarthaka padani bhavitum arhanti vakye. So there can be ambiguous words in a sentence. For that, what we need to have some contextual background. Prasangikata. Okay, prasangikam vakyam. Okay, prasanga purnam vakyam is the complete unit in a language. So now the sentence is defined as we all know that as this is the usual definition of a sentence. Okay, they say that it's a group of words that gives complete meaning. The meaning should be complete. It should not be half. So when he went to the market, ... Is the meaning complete? The sense is complete. Okay, somebody went to the market. Until there, okay. If I say he went to the market, when I say when I begin the sentence with when, and then there 3 dots appear automatically at the end of the market word, then there starts some anxiety. What happened? What happened when he went to the market? So it's not a complete sense. You remove when, you make the capital he, and then put a 1 full stop after 1 dot after the market. Then the sense is complete. He went to the market. Okay, fine. So he's not there right now. Whatever sense is intended there, it is got by the listener. Okay. Then generally a sentence has a noun and a verb. Generally. So this is very, very basic idea of a sentence where there are 3 things told in these 2 sentences. First thing, it's a group of words. Second thing, the group of words giving complete meaning. The third thing, it has got basically a noun and a verb. It has got a noun, it has got a verb. Noun is a naming word, Verb is a working word, action word. Okay, so both are there in the sentence. The noun in Sanskrit can be masculine, feminine, and neuter gender. So in Sanskrit, the noun can be 3 kinds. So the linga is being discussed here. Okay, so first a sentence has a noun and a verb. Now he comes to the noun. What is a noun? Right. So what is a noun is not told here, but he says it can be in 3 lingas. Okay. So in our languages we have only 2 lingas. So pullingam, strilingam, only 2 lingas they are there. But Napumsakalingam is not that, or we all have, like all Indian languages have, I think. Napumsakalingam also it is there. In Telugu it is there. So there are like the verb forms change sometimes, they don't change sometimes. Sometimes they have different verb forms from masculine and feminine. So that's a different story. But now we are talking about only the linga part. Okay, so balaha, bala, phalam. So balaha, bala, balam can be there, but balam is also a neuter, but he says phalam. Okay, so please remember to say phalam, don't say phalam. Fa is not a Sanskrit sound. Okay, then now he comes to the gender. But the gender is independent of the sex of the object it represents. So there are 2 kinds of like forces in the nature, masculine force and a feminine force. Okay, so the 2 forces enact in the world to run it. Okay, so the both of them are needed, and so it is like both the forces are there, and the neuter is something which is not both, or something which is both. Nobody. Okay, it can be both or it can be none. So we can take it either way. Then, so it is independent of the sex of the. Now, this is a very interesting feature in the language. I think any language, because even German has got it, some languages got it. So they have nothing to do with the gender. I mean, those the words, whatever meaning they indicate. Okay, whatever meaning they indicate, like they indicate sun. Now we don't know what sun is. We have only seen a round, same like moon, okay, but brighter than moon, golakara, some red-faced golakara comes out every morning and goes down every evening. So how do you know that it is he? We don't know if it is he or she or it, we don't know. But we say it is he. Our Puranas also say it is he. In English also he. Okay, and the sun, the sun, the sun. They don't repeat the sun, the sun. They say he. That's how we know that. Okay, it is a masculine gender in English. Okay, so in this case it is so. But in Sanskrit, even tree is masculine. Okay, now the tree is it in English. In English, tree is it. Okay, tree. It is there. Okay, it is there. It is big tree. It is a big tree. So it. Okay, so we don't have a like such thing is not there in Sanskrit. So Sanskrit vriksha shabda happens to be a masculine gender. Now vriksha, we don't know it is a boy or girl. Okay, it's a feminine or a masculine. We don't know what kind of object a tree is. But so there are people who know the vriksha shastra. They say no. It is meaningful. You know, there are some male trees and there are some female trees, and all they try to explain those things in that case. So let us not go into all that. So exactly, there is nothing to do with the sex of the object. So that is very, I mean, all the beginners of Sanskrit get baffled at this area. That's why I'm continuously repeating this point. Even in the introductory lessons sessions, I had tried to emphasize it more and more, because this baffles the student's mind. You know, how come? So when they use the sarvanamas, when they use the visheshanas, when they example mitram, let us not go very far. Even if we see mitram iti padam, napumsaka padam vartate. Mitram iti padam, kintu balaya va balikaya va upayujyate. Whom do we use mitram for? We use it for a boy or a girl. We don't use it for an object. Isn't it? So, essentially, a Napumsakalinga pada need not be an object. That baffles us. It starts from mitram. Okay, when we say mitram, idam mama mitram. Oh, you are showing a boy and you are saying idam. How does it digest? It doesn't digest inside. It did not digest me. I mean, I could not digest that point. It did not get digested inside me also. Even today, I feel very, why should mitram be neutral? So I use more that suhrut padam or sakhi padam or something else. Sakhi, sakha I use. So I avoid mitram padam because I don't like calling my friends in neuter. Okay. So there are certain things which really are very funny and very, like, our brain doesn't entertain those things very easily. That's why I'm telling you, as I mean, as a basis of my own experience, I'm explaining to you. Okay. So as a student, what I underwent, you also might be undergoing thinking. So I'm just trying to tell these things. Then the word karaha. Now he's trying to give an example, the author. So the word karaha means hand. Okay, so karaha is masculine, while hand in English is neuter gender. Okay, hand, this hand is karaha, hastaha. Okay, so this is neuter gender in English, but it is masculine in Sanskrit. Okay. Then likewise, Shila is feminine in Sanskrit, whereas the word stone in English is neuter. There is an Ashman also. Ashman, I think it's Pullinga, Ashma, and that is Pullinga also. So Shila, okay. So that is Strilinga. Okay, there is a A there in the end. So it's in English, it is neuter. Mitram, see here also gives the same example, is neuter in Sanskrit, while friend is masculine in English. Okay. Now friend is a common gender as far as I know. Friend is a common gender as I have read it. I remember. Okay. Anyway, friend can be masculine, friend can be feminine, friend can be both. Okay. So it can be common gender, right? So Mitram is the example given. Karaha, Shila, and Mitram are the three examples given in the book. Okay. Now, the verb and the number. Now we move on to the next topic, the verb and number. Okay. So before we move ahead, there is a question in the chat about the Telegram group. Let me just leave the link in the chat so that everybody can enter it. Okay, so just give me one moment. Sorry for this disturbance in the class, but it is very important. That is why I'm trying to give it one moment. Just one moment. Where is the link? Yeah, it is the invite link. Okay, copy link. I'm posting it in the chat. Okay, so I'm giving it for everyone. So please have it. So by the end of this class, you can join there. Okay, right. So one moment, just one moment. So now we'll continue. Okay. The verbs in Sanskrit do not have a gender. Luckily. Okay, so we are so blessed. Otherwise, it would have been a very tough time for us. Okay, so in Telugu, we do have a gender for verb also. So we are so like when we have to learn, a boy goes and a girl goes. So there is a lot of difference. Okay, and even in Kannada, it is like that. So there is a gender difference for the verb. But in Sanskrit, there is no gender difference for Sanskrit. It is only the noun which has got the gender, but the verb will remain the same essentially. So bhavati, he or she or it is or becomes. Okay. So bhu dhatu is it to be, to become is the meaning of the bhu dhatu, and bhavati is the ti form of it, the basic ti form of it. Okay. Then he, she, it speaks. So that is vadati. Vad dhatu. Okay. Vad dhatu. He, she, it speaks. Then, so these are the two examples. So bhavati can mean same with the dual and the plural. Okay. There are three numbers. Okay. Same with that. So there is no gender for even dual and plural. In some languages, it is there. Okay. In Russian language, interestingly, what happens? There is a no gender effect for the present tense, but for the past tense there is a gender effect. All the past tense words means Like we have that Kritavati and all that, right? The Tavatu Pratyaya, right? So they have such things for their past tense. It's very interesting. Okay. So, but in Sanskrit, we don't have such differences. In Telugu, what happens for the feminine, the Ekavachana, for the feminine and neuter, the Ekavachana, okay, Pullingasya nasti, Strilingasya, Napumsakalingasya cha, Ekavachanam Samanam Bhavati. Putra Kriyayam. Okay. In the Kriya form, the Ekavachanam is same, you know. The is the ending, which we have for feminine and neuter both. But when it comes to Bahuvachanam, they both differ. So the feminine ending will be ru, and the neuter ending will be ye. Okay, ye, ya, ye. So like that. So there we differ, or we, ye or we. So in the modern Telugu it is ye, and in the old Telugu it is we. So that is how the languages work. Okay, that is how that they are the rules of language. In Sanskrit now we are trying to. So I'm drawing parallels. So if you just think why I am telling about other languages which are irrelevant. Just to make you feel that Sanskrit is also any other language when it comes to learning. Okay, when it comes to learning, Sanskrit is also like any other language. Please don't think that Sanskrit is so special. She is very like very unreachable. She is very tough. She is very like difficult for us to approach. She makes all the doors close. Nothing like that. She is as good, as tough, as easy as any other language. That I want to draw the parallels. That's why I'm telling you. Sometimes my father used to say, like even Telugu is more like difficult for the non-Telugu speakers as compared to Sanskrit. Telugu has more verb forms. There was one article in the newspaper once. Then I was very like, I had read that article and I was very astonished. So there are tougher languages in the world, not just our Indian languages, in African languages, Russian, Korean, Chinese. Okay, are they not tough? Are they not easy? Same with Sanskrit. So don't come into any kind of misconception. Okay, apoha mastu Sanskritameva dukhakari bhashai. I mean, to learn she is difficult. Don't think that. To learn she is as easy and as difficult. Okay, so please stamp this point in your brains and tell all others. Please tell each and everybody, whoever is afraid about Sanskrit, because you have learned the language, because you know the basics of the language, tell everyone that Sanskrit is not tough. Sanskrit is as easy and as tough. Okay, then if they refer to one, the singular form is used. Now here there is a connection. So let us be happy that the number is giving us some connection. So the masculine and feminine will baffle us where there is no connection with the worldly object at all. Okay, but in the number there is a connection. Okay, when there is one object, that is singular, ekavachanam. When there are two objects, there is dual, and when there is plural, like there are many objects. Okay, when there are many objects, more than two. Okay, so in all languages, one and more than one. But in Sanskrit, one, more than one, two, more than too many. So if we come to many, so there are at least three objects. Please keep this in mind. In other languages, there are two eyes. So two, but eyes, E-Y-E-S, eyes. For them it is netrani. After seeing eyes, we should not translate them as netrani, but we will translate it as netre only. So this point, other languages and Sanskrit, when it comes to that, just compare, contrast and keep in your mind. That's all. Okay. Then now the book tries to give you the third person. Okay. The singular and plural, just a singular and plural. Just try to learn. So these are the sarvanamas. Okay, sarvanamas, right? So these words which we are going to learn fall into the category of the pronouns. Okay, so let us try to learn some pronouns. Right. So as you already know, let me call someone who can come and just read this table out for everyone. So you can raise hand. Whoever is interested can raise hand. I don't want to force it upon you. Yeah, Shankarapuram Sri Priya Bhagini. Yeah, you can read out these two tables, Bhagini.
Namaskara, Bhagini. The person Purusha, third person or Prathama Purusha. Saha, he, sa, she, tat, it. Te, they for male. Taha, they for female. Tani, they, neuter gender.
Neuter gender, correct. Yes.
Second person or Madhyama Purusha, Tvam, you. Singular. You, plural. First person or Uttama Purusha, Aham, I, Vyam, we.
Nicely read.
Dhanyawad.
So now we see that, do you see and observe an interesting thing? Here the gender is mentioned, M, F and N. But here there is no gender mentioned. Why is it so? Because here the gender is expressed by the singular. Okay, he means male only. He can never refer to a girl. Similarly, she can never refer to a boy. It can never refer to he or she. The gender is clear in the first, in the singular case, singular number. It is not clear in the plural number. Do you observe that? Now, how much confusion can this raise in a language? Okay. All three genders having only one word, whereas in Sanskrit, there are three different words for all they. So they, some people say that this they has arise out of they. Okay, some linguists, or I don't know if it's a well worked out principle or it is a just a speculation. I don't know, but it is there. Kepi vadanti kim vadanti te ityasmat eva de iti agatam iti padam agatam Angla bhashayam iti. किंतु तत् सत्यं न वा इति अहं न जाने. अस्तु, निराधारा वा आधारिता वा अहं न जानामि. सः वादः आधारितः वा निराधारः वा न जानेह. So ते is masculine, ताः is feminine, तानि. Now सः सा तत्. So what is the basis of this Vidya essay, Bhagini? You just tell. What is the base of these words, all these words? I mean, the pratipadikam kimasti. Yes, Chandra Rekha.
Tat shabdah, this is the pronoun tat.
Tad. Okay.
Tad. Yes, dakarantah, tad.
Dakarantah, tad shabdah. Okay. So that will give the tat as the first form. Okay, when we come to the prathama vibhakti ekavachana, that gives tat. Okay, in the neuter. Okay, in the neuter it gives so, but that tat shabdaha changes to saha, which works out like same as ramaha except 4 places. Okay, 3 to 4 places it changes. Otherwise, the 7 into 3 table is the same as ramaha. Okay, so tad shabda is the basis of all these. The tad itself changes to saha, tad itself changes to sa, tad itself changes to tat. Okay, so don't think that Ramaha word has Rama as the Pratipadikam, so saha must have sa as Pratipadikam. Okay, it's a very interesting place where we might tempt to feel. Okay, asmakam buddhihi tatra gacchati jhatiti, katham gacchati saha iti drishtva asya moolam prayaha sa iti bhavet. Okay, so but that is not the right way. So sa, okay, sa is also coming out from tad. The tad changes in that way. So these changes are also interesting to notice. Once you form, you try to make the mind mapping, you try to make the concept maps, and then when you try to associate with that properly, everything works out perfectly. Okay, same as te. So the same tad has got all these forms, right? Now we'll come to tvam. Tat te, tat tani, sa taha saha te. That is how, please learn them by heart. Don't forget them. They are very basic of the language. Then the second person, Madhyama Purusha. Okay, Madhyama is who? Madhyama is you. Okay, you. So what is the basis of this and this? First person is aham. Who will? Amita Bhargava.
Dakaranta Yushmat Shabd and Dakarantam Asmat Shabd.
Asmat Shabd and Yushmat. Yeah. That's the Dhanyavada. Satya. Okay. Asmad, Yushmad. So Yushmad is the you. Some people say, see, you and Yushmad, you know, Yum you have. That is only you, let's say. Okay, let it be. It will be a very happy thing for us. Same with tat and that also. See, that, tat. It is so similar. So, okay, fine. Very happy. Okay. So tvam. Tvam, after seeing tvam, we will be again tempted to conclude it as a twa form. Something arose from twa. But it has nothing to do with the twa at all. Okay. All the other, this like the first line, as I told you, go vertically when you read the table, like tvam, tvam, tvaya, tubhyam, tvat, tava, tvai. So all these places will have, the yushmat will change to twa. And then rest of the places that will be yuvam, yuvabhyam, etc., yuvayoho, the three forms repeating themselves. Then the third place, it will be like yum, okay? Yum, yushman, yushmabhihi, like that. So there the yushmat will be clear. So the yushmat will be expressive in the third line, that is the bahuvachana line, very clearly. Okay, so when it is not being expressed properly, yatra spashtata nasti, tatra jhatiti idam padam yushmat nasti. Tvattita kimapi anyat padam bhavati iti na chintanayam. Don't conclude that seeing the forms difference. Okay, like the B forms they say in English. I'll try to drive a parallel in the this English language. So they say B form. What is a B form? Is, was, isn't it? Were, W-E-R-E, were. They're all B forms, isn't it? In the same way. Don't say is form, was form. You say B form. So in the same way. So these things emerge from that. That happens to be the root. And from the root, all these words are coming out like rays of the sun. Okay. The sun is the same source, but the rays go into different places. Like that, these things come out. They just change their outer forms, but inwardly they are emerging from the one shabda. So all the 7 into 3 table will have different forms which have the common base as asmad and yushmad in the case of these two pronouns. In Sanskrit, asmad and yush. See, you see there are he, she, it, and they, masculine, feminine, and neuter here. Do you see any masculine, feminine, neuter here? Do you see any like when the second person and third person, first person are being talked about? Are we seeing any MFN here? There is no MFN. I, M, I, F, I, N. So there is one word for a man to say aham, for a woman to say aham, and for a, if a yantra speaks, if a neuter gender object speaks, then to say aham. So we don't have different words. It is trilinga samanam. Trilinga samana shabda. Okay. So there is no gender difference for asmad and yushmat. Okay. So there is only like this. In the same way as yushmat, in asmad shabda also, the bahuvachana line will show the asmad effect. Okay. The effect of the pratipadikam is seen only in the bahuvachana line if you read vertically. Okay, so the second line and the first line will not show any connection with the asmad shabda, but they all emerge from the asmad root. So aham and vayam. So now let us try to go ahead. This is an interesting table where we have all the akaranta pumlinga. I'm sorry for the typo. It should be pumlinga. I had corrected, but still it remained pumlinga. Okay, so the pumlinga shabda Ramaha is the Rama. Okay, the base Rama is expressed in all its cases in this table. Okay, so let us try to read it. So let us give a chance to next anybody else, please. So who have already read and said no, let us give chance to new people. Shashi Bhagini. Yeah. You can unmute and speak here.
Namaste Mahodaya. Can you hear me?
Yes, very clear. Yes.
Okay. Akarantaha pumlingo Rama Shabdaha. There are 7 cases vibhaktihi in Sanskrit. Their meanings are given below. Ramaha, Ramau, Ramaha. Subject. Meaning of singular is subject. He Rama, He Ramau, He Ramaha. He Rama.
Okay.
Sambodhana Pradhama Vibhakti.
So we should say Hey Rama only. Okay. So don't discuss the meaning. We will discuss in a separate line. Just please give a reading for these 3 lines. Okay. We'll discuss this later.
Okay. Ramam, Ramau, Raman. Ramena, Ramabhyam, Ramaihi. Ramaya, Ramabhyam, Ramebhyaha. Ramat, Ramabhyam, Ramebhyaha. Ramasya, Ramayoho, Ramanam. Rame, Ramayoho, Rameshu.
Now I want Muralidhara Bhrata to read it vertically. The same table, please read vertically. All the singular line, dual line and plural line, like that.
Okay, madam. Shall I have to read this one, madam? Akaranta pullinga? No.
No, just this one.
Okay.
This singular line, dual line, plural line.
Okay. Ramaha, He Rama, Ramam, Ramena, Ramaya, Ramat, Ramasya, Rame. Ramau, He Ramau, Ramau, Ramabhyam, 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 Ramayoho, Ramayoho. Ramaha, He Ramaha, Raman, Ramaihi, Ramebhyaha, Ramebhyaha, Ramanam, Rameshu.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Okay. Now the meanings of these. Okay, I will tell the meanings directly. So the Ramaha is the subject. There is nothing to mark Ramaha. Okay, in English. Okay, we say just Rama. That's all. Rama. Rama went to the forest. In that sentence, Rama is the subject. That's what we say. We don't have any word to represent or translate that. Just Rama. That's all. Okay, then Hey Rama. Actually, it should have been O Rama. In here, they should have written O instead of Hey, because Hey they don't call in English. Or if we put Y, then it should be okay. Hey, they say. Right? So that can be okay. But O Rama, O is the one they use for Sambodhana in English. Then the second line we have discussed. Okay, Hey Rama, O one Rama, O two Ramas, O many Ramas. That is what it means. So this is Rama, one Rama, two Ramas, and many Ramas as a subject of the sentence. Okay. So people ask, hey, how come there is only one Rama? You know, Kausalya, Supraja, Rama. There is only one Rama. You know, Dasharathi Rama. How can you say Rama? Then I said, okay, there is a Parashurama, isn't it? Rama, it comes in Rama. And say, yeah, he comes. Then, who is the third Rama? You know, there is a Balarama. You know, when they all come together, you want to name them commonly. And what will you do? Then they say, then we have to use the Bahuvachana, you know, that is why Rama. Okay, so that is how we answer, right? So Rama, one Rama, two Ramas, and many Ramas. So there are at least 3 for Bahuvachana, right? So we have 3 Ramas in our Rama, Ramasha, Ramo, Ramasha, Ramasha. We have that in the that avatars, this thing, right? So Rama, okay. Then Ramam. Okay, now we come to the third line, accusative. This is an important case because it covers a lot of language. Okay, other cases, though they come, but they come very less. Less as compared to this. Okay, so this is a karma vibhakti. Okay, the karma is expressed through this vibhakti. So this is a transitive object of a transitive verb. Okay, so the transitive verb will have this kind of ending. But intransitive, if the verb is intransitive, then it is not there. Okay, so Ramam, so we cannot express it in English at all. Okay, we cannot express it. So I see Rama. When I say I see Rama, I is the subject in the sentence. Okay, I is the subject. I am the subject. I should not say that. I is the subject. Okay, you see Rama. You is the subject. Okay, then or some boy sees Rama. So boy is the subject. So what is Rama then? They are seeing Rama. Okay, so when we ask see what or see whom, then the answer comes as Rama. So I see Rama. So that is how the Rama happens to be an object. Okay, so Ramam. So in Sanskrit it is very clear. Okay, this is what we call as inflection. If somebody remembers, we have discussed it in the initial classes. So this is what is inflection. If somebody wants to know, then this is inflection. The vibhakti carrying capability of the word. Okay, the word has the capability to carry its own vibhakti along with itself. That is the inflection. Okay, inflection. Some slishtata, some shlishtata, some shlishtata. Okay, so this is the quality Ramam. Whereas in English, it is only the position by which we know that certain word is an object. See how much difference it will make. Just think, I see Rama. Okay, the boy sees Rama. Rama sees the boy. It got reversed. The boy sees Rama. If you say in Sanskrit, Balaha Ramam Pashyati. Okay, so Rama sees the boy. Ramaha Balam Pashyati. So the Balam and Ramam will tell us very clearly that the objects have changed. But if we change the places in the one sentence, like Ramaha Balam Pashyati, Balaha Ramam Pashyati, then keep Ramam Balaha Pashyati, Pashyati Ramaha Balam, Pashyati Balaha Ramam. All this, wherever you keep, that is not going to make any difference to the sense of the sentence. Okay, so that's the greatest advantage of Sanskrit language. So this object thing in English is a very difficult place where we are bound to undergo a lot of bounces. Imagine from the point of view of a machine. So when it comes to machine, it is going to be even more tough. So that is where they say Sanskrit is a clearer language where the words carry their own vibhaktis. Okay, that's it. Then one Rama, two Ramas, and many Ramas as object. So I see one Rama, I see two Ramas, I see many Ramas. Okay. Then the third one. Then the third case and the fourth line here. Okay, is Ramena. Okay, Ramena means by Rama, Ramena. So for this, the very beautiful, this is there covering all the cases. We all know that Ramo Rajamanihi Sada Vijayate. Okay, that you can learn. Okay, in that there's a Ramena Vihata Nishacharachamo. Then Ramaya Tasmai Namaha. So all the vibhaktis are there in that. Okay, the Guru Reva Gatihi also that we read. Okay, but that is for Guru, the Ukaranta Shabda. But here we have Akaranta Shabda, all vibhaktis. So Ramena by Rama. So where Rama is the agent, but expressed in passive. Okay, the passive voice agent will be in the third case. Then by one Rama, by two Ramas, by many Ramas, but the meaning is given as one. That's why I asked you not to, read it out, because it's given for singular. So whereas we have the dual and the plural also, we should be applying the same by, the sense of by, to all the dual and plural words also. Okay. Then Ramaya. So this is to or for Rama. So for Rama, Ramaya Tasmai Namaha. I do Namaskara for Rama. So in English it is to, not for. So we do Namaskara to Rama. Okay. So that is Ramaya. Aya. Okay. Ramaya. Ramabhyam. Ramebhyaha. Okay. So for one Rama, for two Ramas, and for many Ramas. Okay. This is for. Ramat. Okay. From. Now this is the sense of from. From or out of. Okay, out of is a far-fetched one. From is okay. Okay, from should work out. So from one Rama, from two Ramas, from many Ramas. So Ramat from one Rama, Ramabhyam from two Ramas, Ramebhyaha from many Ramas. Okay. Then Ramasya, of. This is very interesting. Some where I had read it in. I think in Ramakrishna Matha I had read in Hyderabad Ramakrishna Matha. There is a table. So they have a language center where they teach. So on the table they had written that some words in like they form the basis for English words. In that they had written this interesting thing. What do you call a possessive case in English? It is Ramas, isn't it? Rama apostrophe S. And you see the Ramasya is the Shashti. So even in this case, I don't know the basis, but I was very fascinated to read that board wherein all the words were listed, like matter, mother, and matru. So all these they were written there. Okay. Ramasya, of Rama, something belonging to one Rama. Ramayoho, something belonging to two Ramas, of two Ramas. Ramanam, of many Ramas. Then Rame, in Rama, in one Rama. Ramayoho, in two Ramas, in many Ramas. So for meaning sense, you can read like this. For remembering sense, you can read like this. Works vertically. Singular line, dual line, and the plural line. That will really bring down your efforts to half. Okay, I can say even quarter. Okay, it will just reduce to quarter. You need not really concentrate on many things because some things keep on repeating. Okay, so that's a wonderful thing in these words. So you can just learn them like very with lot of ease. Saralataya bhavantaha sarve tat smartum shaknuvanti yadi evam pathanti. Vachanam adhritya pathanti imam talikam. Okay. Then, so some people put vocative in the end. Some people put vocative in the second. So vocative in the end will give us an advantage as nominative will follow, like accusative will follow. Then instrumental, then 1, 2, 3 is easy. But when this vocative comes in between, it is like 1, 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So this sense of Hey Rama. So they try to put it along with the Prathama Vibhakti. Some people try to put it after the locative. Okay. Anyway, the dual and plural are not going to change. Only the singular will change. That too, Visarga will be dropped. Okay. In others, there are some changes, major changes in the singular, but no change at all in dual and plural in any way. Okay. Right. Now we go to the vocative. Okay. The vocative case is used while addressing a person. Okay. So hey, oh, etc. In practice, the vocative is preceded by the indeclinable hey. Okay. So we call somebody as hey. So do you feel that hey is everywhere? KK Gupta sir. So please talk. Please tell me what about the vocative case? Is the hey everywhere? You can just unmute and answer. Anybody else? Okay, whoever answered, no others. Okay, Chitra Shrikant.
Namaste, Bhagini. It is not necessary that everywhere it is preceded by he.
Okay, then how do we understand it?
The ending will be the indicator.
So when
the Visarga will disappear when we address.
Right. So it is the singular. But what about dual and plural?
There they are same, but when we address this thing or voice, this thing itself will indicate that it is an address.
What if you are reading a text?
There it is a must.
No, they are not putting it. I have seen many places they don't put it. In the natural literature, in the Vangmaya, in the natural language process, they don't put it anywhere. Hey is only for the children, for only the beginners.
Yeah. In slokas also we don't see that hey.
Yes, yes. So yes,
So-
here, as you say, there is a lot of help from the forms, but you will have to. So anybody has the answer, they can now raise. I'm lowering all attendees' hands. Now you can raise again. Okay. PG.
Maybe from verb we can understand.
Yeah. What kind of? Please tell. You are on the right place, I think.
I'm not sure, but maybe the verb maybe in the form of Ajnata or Vidyartha maybe.
No, not Vidyartha.
Madhyama Purusha will be used.
That is the answer. Yes. That is the answer. Madhyama Purusha will be used. Okay. So Ajnartha or whatever, it will be Ajnartha when we call somebody and speak something. Even if we are not speaking, I mean, if you are not, you are not giving a order, even then when you are speaking also, it will be Madhyama Purusha. Normal speech also. Like we are addressing somebody, right? Somebody is in front of us. Okay. So what do you
What
say?
about inverted commas? Inverted comma?
They don't use punctuations in Sanskrit much, in shlokas, etc. So there are some Sambhashana shlokas, if you remember. Okay, so there's a beautiful process called in one padya only, they'll write question answer kind of. So there are some vocative words also in that. Don't use any punctuation in the shlokas at all. So please be ready for this. I have told this as a puzzle question because it is really puzzling and we really hit our heads. Oh, what's going on here? Where am I missing? What is this? So don't go by just that is why vocative is also included. Nama, nominative, okay, that only will not help you. So you should also be knowing the forms of vocative being similar and no he being used everywhere. So we make out by the Madhyama Purusha, the pratyayas and all. Okay. Right. So it will be mostly in the form of dialogue, direct speech being told in quotations. So we have to put the quotations and we have to understand it. Okay, lot of punctuations work we have to do ourselves. Right. Now we'll go to the dhatus. The next section we are trying to enter. Okay, bo is also used. Correct. Okay, so bo is also you used. Bo, bago, go. Some other words are I is also there. Okay, I and all. So bhavan, bhavati are used for in the sense of yushmat only, but they will use the T terminations. Okay, the bhavan and bhavati, they will use the T terminations instead of the madhyam purusha. That's the only difference. But whereas they tell us that this is for respect and please draw some lines. Okay, so draw some lines. I'll try to put some theory here. Please try to understand. Sanskrit as a spoken language had been eras ago, and now we are trying to almost reconstruct things. So we have already born into some culture, and we have got adjusted to some kind of language features that our mother tongue or English or other things have to offer. So we want to adjust Sanskrit to that standard. So when I speak to my teacher, I cannot say Tvam, because in the Mahabharata, Ramayana, etc., they say Tvam Maharshe, oh Maharshe, Agatosi, Samarthosi, you are the one who is capable. So he's saying you singular. So some places he says Bhavan. In the same sense, to the same Maharshi, same person says Tvam and Bhavan in the exchanged, they alternatively use both. In the literature, that is the truth. But what is the truth of the society this day? So there we have to use some honorific word. So people do two things here. So in our Vidyapitha and all places, they try to say Bhavan Ekavachana or Bhavantaha, that Bahuvachana, or some use the Yushmat Shabda Bahuvachana. Yushmat Shabda Bahuvachana. Okay. So I will tell you both Shastra wise and practical wise, both answers. So don't ask me then why are they using Bhavan and Bhavati as honorific when it is not honorific in the literature? I don't know. We don't have an alternative, maybe. That's why. Okay. Or second thing, they want to make the terminations easy for the students. That's why the T forms are used. You need not introduce Madhyama Purusha at all when you use Bhavan and Bhavati. Okay. So maybe some advantages are there. I'm not sure about it. But it is my duty to, as a teacher, to tell you both that in literature, both are used alternatively. There is no difference at all, okay, in the literature. Okay, so now we will go ahead with the gam dhatu. Okay, the dhatus have come now. Okay, now this will have the singular, dual, and the plural. Gam dhatu, vartamana kala. Observe the form. So this you all know. You all are here because you're already like into these things. So I'll just ask Praveen Bhrata to read out this table. Whatever is seen, just these forms. Just read out this.
गम धातु लट गम धातु वर्तमान काला गच्छति गच्छतः गच्छन्ति गच्छसि गच्छतः गच्छत गच्छामि गच्छावः गच्छामः.
Okay. So now he has given the meaning. Thank you, Anuvada. So the meaning is given for the singular. Same we have to extend to the dual and plural. So he, she, it goes. Then you both, they both go. They many go. Gachasi, you go. You both go. You many go. I go. We both go. We many go. Okay. So that is how the meaning is. That you all know this. Okay. Titahanti. But one thing, let me make it clear. If you don't know it, then please learn it immediately. Avashyam kanthastikaranam karaniyameva. Okay. Kanthasthani bhaveyuhu. Okay, etani sarvani padani kantasthani bhaveyuhu. Otherwise, it will be very problematic for you in the exam. So please start reading them. If you don't know, until now you have not done it, then please start doing it. Then, verb and noun number. Next concept. Verbs always agree with the noun in the nominative case. So this is an important feature which makes the clarity, which brings the clarity. Or spashtata bhavati anena. Kim bhavati? Namapadam cha, kriyapadam cha, samanadhikaranam. Okay, samanadhikaranyam is the field. This agreeing is there, this agreement. So Apte's composition book starts with agreement, concordance, agreement. So what is the agreement? Do they sign something? Yes, they have signed something years ago, ages ago, that okay, let us be in understanding. If you are singular, I am singular. Vada? Yes, Vada, Pakka. We are friends. Okay, they said to each other. By the number, they agree. Okay. So they start agreeing, they start being friendly, and they work with. If you are single, I am single. If you are dual, I am dual. So the verb and the noun agree with each other. Okay. Then the number and the person of the verb, okay, will be the same as the number and person of the noun. Okay. So the verb also, the person also, the third person will have the ti forms, ti tahanti. The madhyama purusha will have si tha tha, and the uttama purusha will have mi vaha mama. Okay. So that is how they will be connected with each other. The subject is aham. If the subject is asmat shabda, then it will be mi vaha maha. If the subject is yushmat shabda, it will be si tha tha. And if that is like prathama purusha, okay, then it can be he, she, it, they. Okay, so that will be ti taha anti. So that is how they are in agreement with each other. The subject will decide the verb. The verb will decide the subject. Okay, if I say gachatha, then it is very clear that it is Madhyam Purusha subject and it is a plural subject. Okay, something, even if it is not mentioned, the plural is mentioned there. Okay. Then, Balaha Pathan Pathati, Balena Pathaha Pathyante. Okay, this is, for now they are introducing the Kartari Karmani as just an example, but not as a concept topic. Okay, so Balaha Pathan Pathati. The Bala is reading the Pathas. Okay. Balena Pathaha Pathyante. So Pathan, so Patati is according to Balaha here, and Pathyante is according to Pathaha here. It is not like according to Balena. You said Balaha Patati, but Bala is singular, no Bhagini. Balena here also singular, no. Why is it plural? Because it is going along with the Pathaha, which is plural. Okay, so this is the Karmani Prayoga and this is the Kartari Prayoga. We'll come to that later. Okay. Now, this is the ending of this lesson explanation. Okay, the exercises will begin in the next lesson. Okay, in the next lesson, we'll start working with sentences. Please be ready. Everybody should participate. I want 100% participation. Everybody should raise hands, not only some people. Okay, everyone should come out, or I will call names. Those who are not raising hands, I will call their names. So then they have to please come and participate. Okay, so that's it. Fine. Okay, anything else in the chat? Let me see. So somebody has given the. Okay. So is the problem set, the group problem? Okay. First we will have the topic questions, then we will come to the group questions. Okay. Any topic questions? One moment, let me. Prabha Balaji, please ask. Bhagini.
Namaste, Magini. I just have the same question with Bhavan Bhavati. That was the one I posted in the question answer.
Okay.
So you said that you use the Sambodhana with the Madhyama Purusha, correct? So if I say, for example, Rama Hasti, Prathama Vibhakti, I'll say, hey Ram. If I don't say hey, and I just write Ram, Tvam Gaccha, or Ram, Tvam Gacchasi, then I can understand that Ram is in Sambodhana. But in Prathama Vibhakti, when I use Bhavan Bhavati, how does that work? I still didn't understand that. Bhagini, if you can explain that, I'll really appreciate it.
They will just work as like with T only, always. Anything be, even if it is vocative, it is always T only. Bhavantaha agachantu. That's all. Lot Prathama will be used.
Okay, but lot we can understand, isn't it? Astu, dhanyavadaha.
Next, Swaminathan sir. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear.
Could you elaborate a little bit on Samanadhikaranyam?
That is agreement. That's all. The word for agreement I was telling. That is if the Rama is there, like the verb agrees with the subject of the sentence. That means one Rama, if it is there, then Ramaha gacchati. There are two Ramas, then Ramau gacchataha. So gacchataha has changed. Okay, Ramaha gachanti. So I mean the example given in the book is high level. That's why I'm not dealing with that example right now. I will give my example, the simple level one. So Ramaha gacchati, Ramau gacchataha, Ramaha gachanti. And then aham. If I say aham gacchami. Aham is never gacchati. Why? Because it has got its own form, gacchami. So the termination will change. If it is vayam, gacchamaha. That is how he is saying. That is what is called agreement and samanadhikaranyam.
Dhanyavada.
So I hope no more doubts. Okay. Now please ask about the Telegram group if you have any doubts. If you have already joined, that's okay. If anybody has a doubt, you can ask. I have given the link. It is a working link. I have copied it afresh and given it. If any issues you have, you send me a mail to that mail ID you are seeing on this thing, right? This is my mail ID. If you write there, I will post the link there. If any problem you got with this, any communication you want to make with me, you can please, with closed eyes, you can write to me, whatever be the issue. Okay. Muralidhara Bhrata, you can ask your question.
Same, madam. I am not able to join the group. That's why, madam.
Okay, join the group. Okay, fine. I will try. Please write me to this mail ID. I will send it there. Then please try from your laptop or this.
Okay, madam.
Yeah, Shashi Bhagini. Yeah.
Namaste, Mahoday. I don't see PDFs for the last two classes, sir.
I have informed already, Bhagini. It is their job. The office people are doing it, and I have informed the concerned, the correspondent who coordinates this course, the coordinator. I have told her, and she said she will look into it. Apart from that, I can't help her. So you can directly write mail to them, or I have told them twice also. Okay, about this. I have also reminded from my side. As a teacher, I cannot help in that matter. That is my thing. You are bringing your grievance to me, but my only task is to tell them. Okay, that I can.
Bhagini,
yes.
This is Swaminathan. I got the Telegram link. I joined it. How do I know I'm part of it? I don't have any.
When somebody will send message, it will come, I think. You can post. I mean, it is not locked group. Okay, you can ask your questions. Yeah. Directly right. Okay. So let us close the class with the swasti. Swasti prajabhyah paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahisha go brahmanebhyah shubhamastu nityam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu loka samasta sukhino bhavantu loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. So, dhanyawadaha, shubhamastu. Let us see each other on day after tomorrow, okay, Thursday.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
ధన్యవాదాలు.